All right, I'm gonna be taking y'all through a little bit of a bro workout here. This is straightforward dumbbells and strength training. You'll be getting rests in between some sets and some things will be supersetting, but the first thing we're starting with is a curl press. All we need are 10-pound dumbbells. If you have something heavier, feel free to use them, but trust me, 10-pounders might be enough for some of these movements. I've got some 10s here, I've got some 15s here. I'm gonna be doing push-ups, we're gonna be doing some squats, lots of shoulders in this, and some core. This workout should take somewhere around 20 minutes, but at the end of it, you should have a good total body pump and should be kind of wore out by it. So we're gonna get about 2 more reps of this. Palms up, pressing up over, then coming with palms down. Now I'm directly dropping that and I'm gonna superset into a body weight squat. Now I'm just using my body weight here. I'm going down to parallel and coming down. As I sit down into it, I'm going down where my rear end is sticking outward and I'm bending from the hips. So the movement starts from the hips, sitting down into it. We're gonna do about 4 more here. And then we're gonna break. We'll rest about 30 seconds, 45 seconds between each set. Let your heart rate calm down. This isn't a HIIT training workout. This is strictly for muscle building and for toning. By the end of this workout, you should know that every part of your body has been worked. So let's grab our 15s, our 10s, and we're going into curl presses again. Palm up. And then on the way down, keep your palm up. That way we're focusing on the peak of the bicep. This is a good movement to start with because it gets some blood in your shoulders, get your heart rate up a little bit, and get you ready for the workout. While I'm doing all of these exercises, I'm keeping my abs pulled in tight. The more conscious I can be of my abdominal muscles, the more work I'm getting to them. So focus right around your hip bones, through your belly button, keeping your abs pulled in tight. One more time. Once again, back to squats. Toes pointing outwards slightly, sitting down into it. Three more. 10, 11, 12. Rest for a second. Pull them arms back. Let's stretch that chest out. Reach up over your head. Chin up. Push toward the ceiling. Good. Now, let's just bend from the waist. Stretch your hamstrings out. Good. We got one more set. Ready? Let's go. Halfway. Four more. Two more reps. Good. One more set of squats. Here we go. Wide stance, sitting down into them. I'm gonna go through these a little bit quicker this time. Rep them out. As long as you're going to depth, that's all we're worrying about here. You wanna make sure you're sitting back behind your heels, sticking your rear end out as you go down into it. Two more. Good. Now we're getting warmed up. So, rest for just a second, and we're moving into some shoulders. So for shoulders, lateral raises are way more effective at building your shoulders up than overhead presses. Not taking anything away from overhead presses, but you should be doing more raises than you are presses in your shoulder workout. We need to focus on our medial and rear delts most of the time, because those are the ones that not only provide good posture, they also look good by making your shoulders look more depth, a little deeper from the side. So first thing we're doing is a front raise. I'm gonna get 10 out front. And then I'm gonna step forward with one foot, let the weights hang slightly ahead of me, and I'm going into a lateral raise. The reason I'm leaning forward is because this hits my rear delts just a little bit. And the more we can work our rear delts, again, the deeper our shoulders look, the broader. All right, push those arms across the front with your thumb pointing up. Stretch those shoulders out. Good, let's get the other side. Same thing, thumb pointing up, stretching your rear delts out, your trapezius muscles. So we're resting again about 45 seconds to a minute between each set. Since we're supersetting, this may wear you out a little bit more. You might have to rest longer. Try not to rest any longer than a minute, minute 15 though. The whole point of this workout is to fatigue your muscles and to pump them up. If you're resting too long, you're gonna lose that effect. So let's go into it. Here we go. Wide stance. Again, stomach pulled in tight. If you're worried about the weight not being heavy enough, slow down your negative. It's all about time under tension. If I'm just slinging these around, I could be slinging 30s. I would get more out of it by going to these 10s and increasing the amount of time that my muscles are under tension. Let's do 2 more. Good. Again, lateral raises. I'm not gonna have my head craning up, nor am I gonna let it sink down. I'm gonna pick a spot in the floor out in front of me and keep that neutral head position. I'm trying to focus on using my pinkies to bring that out. 3 more. Good. Shake it out. We got 1 more round of that. 10 reps apiece. All right. We got 1 more set of those. Rest a few more seconds. Shake that out. Our next exercise is going to be going for straight core. So right now, we got this last set of shoulders. Let's go. One more. Good. Now, leaning forward. Again, like I'm pouring pitchers. I want to lead with my pinkies. 3 more. 8, 9, 10. Good. All right. So your upper body should be good and pumped up by now. You should be feeling it. Now we're going into some core stuff for here. And so we're going to grab one of those dumbbells. We're going to get a big wide stance out like this. And I'm going to hold this out in front of me. I don't have to hold it straight out in front of me. I'm only going to hold it about right here, about mid-stomach. From here, I'm sitting down slightly, and I'm going to tick-tock back and forth from 10 to 2. I'm doing 20 total, so 10 on each side. Since we just worked our shoulders, you'll also feel this in your front delts. Again, it's all about how much you can manipulate your abdominal muscles. How much can you suck them in? Rest for a minute. Woo! You should feel that in your obliques and your transverse abdominals. This does a really good job at pulling in your abs. Tightens you up like a belt. When they say core exercises, they're not just talking about this part of your stomach right here. They're talking about everything. Your low back, your obliques, your transverse abdominals, those muscles that run along your spine like this that support your low back. Those are very important. Those also increase your posture, make it better. That way you look like you're skinnier, because if you're sitting like this, everything's sticking out. But if you're standing up like that, everything's pulled tight and sucked in. That goes a long way. Let's do it again. Straight out in front of us, big wide stance. Again, I'm pulling in real tight around my belly button, top of my hip bones. Keeping them tight, crunching them together. You should feel a slight pinch in your stomach. Not pain. You should feel burn. You should feel pinch. That means it's working. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. One more set. We're gonna stretch that out. Reach up the ceiling, lean back slightly. I'm gonna step 1 foot out in front of me. I'm gonna lean back just a little bit to stretch my abdominal muscles. While I'm in that position, I'm just gonna kind of sway to one side. You should feel that in your lats, on your side, in your obliques, low back. Switch sides. Lean to the side. Good, let's do one more set. If you want to increase its effectiveness, breathe out as you tick-tock from side to side. Just that breath alone makes you tighten up your diaphragm and contract your abdominal muscles, and you'll get more out of it. Feeling that in your shoulders? You should. Good, okay. Now, we're going into push-ups. Push-ups are one of my favorites. You're gonna get a pump in your chest, your shoulders, your triceps, all the beach muscles. So what we're gonna go from here is we're gonna go down to the floor. All right, so my favorites, push-ups. So for the push-ups, what we're doing today is we're going for sets of 15 from here. So we're gonna go down, keeping our elbows with a slight flare to it. I'm not flaring them out really wide. I'm keeping a fairly narrow distance on this. I don't want any half ones. Let's go down. You don't want to bust your nose on the floor, but let's get a good full range of motion. Two more. Good. We're gonna rest just a second while we're sitting here. We're gonna pull our chest back, shoulders. Rest just a second here, pulling our arms back to stretch our chest. Should be getting a good pump by now. Triceps, shoulders, chest. We're only gonna rest a few more seconds because we're really trying to target our pec muscles and get a good burn. So let's go again. You ready? I'm gonna get a little bit wider stance this time to target my pecs a little more. Five more. Woo. Now we're getting there. All right. So, and I've said this wasn't a HIIT workout, but it definitely gets your heart rate up because we're not resting a long time. That's how we're compensating by not having heavy weights. You're trying to overload the muscles by not resting long, so they will get worked without heavy weights and you're burning them up. With this, we're not letting our body rest long. That's how we're placing an increased demand on them, and we'll probably get some results out of this because it's something you hadn't been doing. It's a different way.
And we need that sometimes. Something like this needs to come along, throw a monkey wrench in it, and change our workouts up. So, with that said, let's go. 15 more. Five more. Good, and that's push-ups. Now we're back up on our feet. Now we're gonna hit some back. Back training is one of the things that's the hardest to do when you're at home. Unless you've got some kind of machine, some kind of row machine or lat pull down machine, it's really hard to get a lot of good lat muscle exercises in this. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you how to do that with some tens and with some just basic floor exercises. So first thing we're doing, that's kind of obvious, is a row machine, a row exercise. I'm squatting down from the knees, sticking my booty out, and I'm driving my elbows back. Now this weight isn't very heavy. If you're a dude working out in the gym, this is gonna be a laughable amount of weight. You're probably rowing a couple 45s on the seated row machine, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna really over-exaggerate that squeeze in between our shoulder blades and driving our elbows back and tucking them in at the top. And I'm gonna do this 15 times, getting that squeeze. One thing we lose when we're using those heavy weights and machines is actually feeling our lat muscles doing the exercise. It's easy to get caught up in working the machine instead of working your muscles. I'm driving my elbows back and I'm squeezing and locking them in every time to feel that squeeze between my shoulder blades and activate my lats all the way down low. Two more. One more time. Good. Rest for just a second. Again, we're going to stretch across the side like this and just try to stretch our lat muscles out. They may have even got a good pump from that push-up we just did, because you're working your back muscles while you're doing push-ups. Not directly, but they're a big stabilizer. Again, we're not resting long. We're trying not to let our muscles recover very much because we're trying to tax them and cause them to adapt. So let's go right into it. Big squeeze. Breathing out on the way up and squeezing those elbows together. Focus on between your shoulder blades. Five more. One more. Good. Now, we're just gonna hang over there, stretch our back out, let our hamstrings kind of relax. Don't overstretch, just hang from there. Feel your back muscles kind of relax and stretch out and lengthen. Whew. Doing good, guys. One more set of those. One more exercise for back. Now, if you have heavier weight, by all means use it. Just keep your form right, keep your shoulders back. Don't round your back when you're doing rows. If you have a bench or a chair, you can also do one-arm rows, where you would put your arm on it and then get a one-arm kind of pull. That's effective also. One more exercise, one more set. Ten, come on. 11. 3 more. Good. Whew. And that's a good row exercise. Again, only using 10-pound dumbbells. If you have anything heavier, please use it. If you have anything lighter, try that. The whole point of this is do something. Keep moving. Most guys skip leg day. Don't know why that is. Our legs are one of the biggest muscles in our body. Keeps our metabolism up. If you want a slimmer middle, you need to work your legs And plus, you don't want to have this massive upper body and look all fit and then have some little chicken legs going on down low. So what we're going to do here is we're going to do a little lunge routine. From this, I'm simply going to get a split stance, and I'm focusing all my weight on my heel, all into that heel. And from here, I'm bringing my knee down toward the ground. Now all my weight is shifted forward on this. I'm not going forward with my knee past my toe line. I'm trying to go straight down so it stays in my glutes. And all I'm doing is pumping 10 of those. And I'm gonna turn the other direction. I'm gonna get this leg. So, if you haven't been training legs, just do 1 or 2 sets of these, but just do some sets. Make sure you're doing legs. Don't worry, that soreness will go away. You'll get used to it. Your legs will get more resilient. Good, shake it out. We're gonna rest just a second. We're gonna do that again. We're gonna do 2 more sets of 10 on each side with our lunges. Let's get in it. If you see, I'm not coming to a full lockout at the top of that movement. I'm keeping my knees slightly bent the entire time. 2 more. Good. That's keeping my muscles loaded, keeping tension on the quadricep the entire time. Two more. Good. 1 more set on each side. Whew. How y'all doing? Getting pumped? Awesome. Let's keep it rocking. 1 more set. Split stance, weight in the heel, going straight down. I don't want my knee to drive into the ground. Let it almost get there. Weight in the heel, pressing up through the heel, keeping all that tension in your glutes. Switch them. Last set. You with me? Let's go. Three more. 8, 9, 10. Good. Next back exercise is a plank raise. And so from this position here, we're going like a push-up position. I've got a 5-pound dumbbell. And while it may seem kind of weenie, trust me, it's not going to be here in just a second. So I got a wide stance with my feet to support me, and I'm bringing out to the side. Rear delts, rhomboids in the back. I'm going 10 on each side. I'm trying to keep my chest square with the ground. Good. Switch. Opposite side. Nice. Rest for a second. We're gonna go right into the other side. We'll give ourselves about a 10-second break. We'll be hitting the other side. All right, ready? Wide base, wide stance with our feet. Get set, raise them. Nine, 10, good. Switch sides. Get set, go. Three more. All right, really hitting those delts today, especially those rear delts. That's gonna make your arms look good. That brings out the cut between your tricep and your deltoid. Gives you a little bit of muscle separation, and the first thing people look at when you tell them if you work out or not is their gaze goes to your shoulder. They always look at your shoulder. Here we go. Last set on each side. 2 more. Doing this for back and shoulders, but it's a lot of core because we're holding the plank the whole time we're doing it. Let's knock it out. Two more. Good. Get your tickets. It's gun show time. Biceps and triceps. We save these to the last. These are a single joint movement. It's an isolation movement. We worked all the big muscles first, all the compound movements. Muscle exercises where you're moving from 2 joints. This is all just elbows. So from here, we're gonna do a superset, a bicep, tricep superset. And of course, it's just curls. Your arm only bends one way. We're coming up, palm down. And because I've just got 10-pound weights, I'm gonna go a little slower with that negative. Again, it's about time under tension. And as I go down, I'm not gonna let my arm lock out. I'm gonna stay loaded the entire time. I'm gonna think about flexing that arm. You wanna think that you've probably all seen these big meathead bodybuilders in the gym when they're working out. They're just checking their bicep out. It's the biggest arm they've ever seen. They're doing that for a reason. They're squeezing that muscle and trying to work the muscle instead of just swinging the dumbbell. 2 more. Squeeze at the top. Now, we're gonna take those dumbbells and we're gonna flip them up behind our head with our elbows pointing upward, and I'm gonna extend them straight up in the air. I'm gonna let my elbows flare slightly, not trying to toe them in too much. And again, I'm not letting them go out too much either. I'm trying to keep the tension on the tricep and just hinge from the elbow. Going 15 reps on each. Squeezing that tricep at the top. 3 more. Good. Straight into biceps, no rest. We're trying to burn these muscles up, and that's gonna happen. Palm up, palm down. Burning yet? It's amazing how much 10 pounds can burn, right? 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, one more time. 1, all right. Flip them over. Don't hit yourself in the back of the head. I'm telling you that from experience. Just be careful with that. Tricep extensions. Five more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. Last round. Here we go. Let's do it. Let's knock it out. Good squeezes at the top. Squeeze that bicep. Get something out of it. Should be burning by now. If you're trying to lift it mindfully and squeezing that bicep, you should be getting a burn. Let's get 2 more. Good. Last one. Triceps extensions. Rock them out. We're about to zip this workout up. Three more. Good. And that's it. You're done. That is your total body workout. It's working legs, chest, back, arms, core. It's hit a little bit of everything, and because it's lighter weights, more than likely you won't be super sore the next day. You can rest the next day, but if you're not sore, it's okay to do it again because we didn't break our muscles down like we normally would if we were just picking 1 or 2 body parts and just bombarding it. And that's a good thing because more frequency over time is easier on your joints and you get more results out of it because you put more work in. So more volume, less weight. It's cool to go that direction every once in a while.